Good afternoon, YouTube. I know it's been more than a week since my last video, and I'm sorry about that. Personal stuff came up. My sister had my camera for about a week and a half, and then I got sick. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm still sick now. Bronchitis and pneumonia. It kind of sucks. But because I was sick, I had a lot of time just to lay down and to think. And I did a lot of thinking. And thinking, I just got a text message. Because of all of this, I did a lot of thinking. And I thought back on the past few weeks, which have been very, very hectic for me in my personal life and in school. And I realized that I was slipping into this mood. And that is today's topic, is these weird moods that we get into, or I get into at least, and how I handle them. But first, coffee. So let's talk about bad moods, because they happen to all of us. And sometimes we're not sure, at least I'm not sure, how to handle them. It may not even be a bad mood necessarily, or even a good mood. It might be one of those middle ground experiences that you have. So for the sake of the video, let's call this mood Mood X. I've realized that when I experience these moods, the people closest to me, it affects them very much. And I'm not sure if you guys are much like me in this area, but I tend to shut down and push those people closest to me away. So that includes family and friends. Sometimes when I'm pushing them away, or most of the time when I'm pushing them away, that's the complete opposite of what I want to happen. Now don't get me wrong, there's times in my life where I want to handle things on my own. I think it's healthy to learn how to navigate through these situations on your own. But when I'm experiencing this certain mood, I know that that's not for me. And it's good to know, it's good to be open and honest with yourself about that. So back to Mood X. A lot of the times, I'm not sure how to accurately describe what I'm feeling or how I'm feeling, which is why I tend to shut down and push people away. I'm sure there's a scientific reasoning behind why I'm experiencing it, due maybe to depression, anxiety, or even stress, or it might be a combination of all three or more. So I briefly mentioned how when I'm experiencing Mood X, I handle it very poorly. So while I was sick, I decided that when I experience this again, I'm going to be honest with myself. And once I'm honest with myself, I'm going to be open and honest with those around me. Just so if I am in this mood, and I respond or react in a weird way, or come off odd to my friends, they'll understand that it has nothing to do with them, but everything to do with me and what I'm experiencing in that moment. So my relationships don't get affected by this. And if they do start to realize that I'm being a little too distant, or just handling things very poorly, maybe they can offer some words of encouragement, or just being by my side, they can bring it in closer. So it's not something I have to deal with by myself. But I think it's also important to be open and honest when you need your time and when you don't need your time. Another thing is if you're experiencing any type of negative mood, experience it. Don't pretend to be happy. I'm a huge advocate for experiencing your feelings as they're happening. I don't think it's a healthy habit to get into in pretending that you're happy when you're not. I think it's smart and important and healthy to learn how to navigate through those types of situations on your own when they're happening, rather than just pretending like they don't exist. And yes, some people may be uncomfortable if you're in your feelings all the time, but don't ever let that stop you from learning how to navigate through it. There's a balance to it. I'm not saying be emotional and lashing out at people all the time. But I'm not saying to completely ignore it either. In life, you'll have people perfectly placed for those very reasons. People you can vent to, and can cry to, and can just freak out with. You'll have people who are pro you. And that's one of the most important things, is to realize that you will have people who will root for you. And if you don't feel like you have any of those people, there's many chat lines phone numbers, help groups. They're everywhere. Online, at your local hospital, at your local rec center. There's many avenues to find someone if you really do need someone to talk to. And they're there for that, for me and for you. The last thing is, it doesn't last forever. The moments will seem long, but it will eventually pass. Some might be longer than others, and some might seem like they're never going to end. And if that's the case, I urge you to seek out more help, to talk to someone, because there's no shame in working on your mental health. Well, I hope that was interesting. It's a new month, and that means that I get to begin again with whatever fell short in February. And that means you do too. See you all soon.